And welcome. My guest, or our guest, is already here. He's Jeremiah Dijon, the Director of Communications and Media at the Painesville City Corporations, one of the city governance of Liberia. We want to welcome you this afternoon, sir. Welcome and congratulations for your new job.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Thanks for the commendation.
Mm. How then have you been?
Well, firstly, I bring you greetings on behalf of our mayor, Mayor Robert Bestman, the second, and the senior management team at the Painesville City Corporation. The Painesville City Corporation, under the leadership of Mayor Bestman, has been doing well for over 2 months now since the mayor took over. We are grateful to the employees of the Painesville City Corporation for the cordial working relationship that is currently existing between the senior management team led by Mayor Bestman and all of the employees. And we also would like to extend our thanks to the residents of Painesville for the level of cooperation we have received since the coming in of our mayor.
Good. Um, again, you were occupying a position, public relations officer, officer position. Now you are in a different portfolio. Uh, How does it coincide?
So I'd like to use this medium to extend my gratitude to a very professional and selfless leader, Mayor Robert Bestman, for seeing the need uh, to elevate me to the position of Director of Communications and Media. I'm grateful to him. Uh, sometimes, Melvin, when you are in public service and you working, you need to do it diligently because people are watching you from far. So Mayor Bestman been following my activities, and he said, "I believe you can do this job, and uh, we will expound the department, uh, not just the public relation officer in the office of the mayor, but we expand it and make the Department of Communications and that of media. So there are several individuals that will also be a part of the department. If you check on our page, you will see the appointments listing. So we are grateful, and I promise to live up to the expectation from the mayor.
Yeah, there are three other persons were being added to you in this new portfolio. Talking about Destiny Apinai, he's the assistant director for video and photo editing. Richie Sua, photographer and videographer as well, and that of Eric Johnson, communications officer,
Yeah. So
community relations officer.
yeah, so it's part of the reform at the Painesville City Corporation. There are several reforms taking place at the Painesville City Corporation since Mayor Bestman took over. The mayor has said that he uh, wants to place premium on the communications and that of revenue generation. So in the past, we had the commercial department. That department has been renamed to the revenue department, and several other new departments that have been added to enhance the workings of the Painesville City Corporation. As you know, Mayor Besma has come to this job with so many years of experience in the public sector. He is a professional urban planner. Mayor Bestman served as Assistant Minister for Urban Affairs before, during the regime of former President Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. He also served as Deputy Minister at the Ministry of Posts and Telecommunications. So he actually came to the job with a lot of experience and professionalism. So that is why he wants to take local governance to another level. That is why we on. And we are so happy for the employees at the Pinzo City Corporation. Uh, they keep expressing their commendation for the level of professionalism being exhibited on the part of our mayor. So, as we, I'm sure there are too many activities that the Pinzo City Corporation is involved in, but the issue of garbage most of the time overshadow our activities. So the mayor wants us to take the workings of the Pinzo City Corporation to the people. So there are so many things that in the Puebla, for instance, the PCC award, uh, where we afford the residents the opportunity to be able to interact directly with the Pinzo City Corporation, tell us what is happening within the various communities. We intend to have a live show on the state broadcaster. The negotiation is already ongoing. So these are some of the reforms because the mayor said without proper information, the people won't be informed. So the issue, this is my very first time on this media.
Definitely.
The issue of garbage collection is not only about taking the waste, it's about creating the awareness, speaking to the consciences of our people, the importance of having a clean environment. So if the messages are not well given to our people, there are people who believe that the corporation sole responsibility is to even go at their various homes to clear the garbage. So these are some of the things that the mayor wants us to emphasize on in the issue of revenue generation. So quite recently, from the 11th to the 14th of this month, we traveled with the mayor to Accra because the mayor wants to see the need where we know that garbage also is a source of revenue, revenue collection. So the director of revenue was on our trip, Mrs. Leoto Dan Kabongo, the head of the sanitation team, because the main thing is to see how revenue can or how waste can be transformed into revenue generation. So we visited the state of the art Accra compost and recycling plant where garbage are transformed to compost and also recycled into other products, into plastic products, and they are making money out of it. So imagine if we have similar facility in Liberia or in Pingsville, it helps a lot in curtailing the issue of waste within our city.
And how did that negotiation or that meeting go with your Accra counterpart?
So it was fruitful. It's about an eye opener, fast finding how to, because it was so much interesting, especially when we visited the landfill. Not the landfill, but the transfer station, the Ashaman transfer station in Accra. There is so much layout. In fact, the current capacity of that transfer station is even more than our landfill. So it was an eye opener for us in the future, because right now we having negotiation with our partners to see how we can have our own landfill, because that is some of the things we've been talking about. We've been crying, oh, PCC does not have a landfill or transfer station. In the event where the landfill has a problem, it becomes difficult for us to take care of the waste within our city. So there are overflow of waste because of the landfill situation. So this it give an idea or how to negotiate with our partners, because if you don't know how other people are running their activities and learning from them, those are far ahead of you. When you get into negotiation, it becomes difficult for you. Maybe they will bring a very little project or the one that will not serve you for a longer time. You accept it because you have not seen others. So the visit to Accra was so much important. Now that we know that if we got similar facility for which the mayor is working and lobbying with partners to see whether we can get similar facility here, it will help us a lot to reduce the issue of the old garbage here. In fact, people will now start bringing it, and because they'll be making money out of it, they'll start bringing it to us. So these are some of the plans the mayor had. Not only that, as you know, we came on this radio, we spoke about the beautification of our city, Pingsville, and the runabout at the ELWA Junction is nearing completion. We started the awareness on 3 weeks ago, and we intend to continue the awareness process, especially the street vendors at the ELWA Junction and within the vicinity of the ELWA runabout. We have given an ultimatum, more than 2 months ultimatum. We have created printed flyers, and we've done jingles. We have done outreach program, awareness, telling them that effective the 1st of July, there will be absolutely no selling at the ELWA Junction roundabout and within the immediate vicinity. So specifically from the LBS market to the roundabout, there will be absolutely no selling and parking. From the SKD Sports Complex to the roundabout, there will be absolutely no selling and parking. From the boundary between Pingsville and that of the township of Congotown to the roundabout, absolutely no selling and parking. From the Hope for Women Hospital Junction on AB Turbo Road to the roundabout, there will be absolutely no selling. These are the areas earmarked for this particular project, and we have been having meetings with the Transport Authority, the various unions, and we also been having talks with the petty traders, and we told them that they have to move to the market. This time around, we are very, very much serious about this. And we want them, because Melvin, the reason we gave longer time, almost 3 months, is because we want you to find out means to adjust. There are various markets within things, so they have to visit, and these markets and acquire or tailor spot and start selling there, not on the main street, especially at the ELWA Junction roundabout.
Why this decision was taken by the Pingsville City Corporation?
It's about beautifying our city. You see the partners in the government of Liberia spending millions of dollars to give the city of Pingsville a facelift and a face that is befitting of our city. So we cannot sit as authority of the city government and allow the ELWA Junction to be the way it used to be. So if we do that, then there's no need for that beautification. So that is why the mayor said, we would not just abruptly take our people from there. We'll keep talking to them. We'll give them longer time to be able to adjust. So there where we are, and we been receiving some positive news from some of the street vendors, and we are just encouraging them. We're just trying to reiterate this, that effective July 1, this particular process will start.
We the last time, I was touring around the belt, going to the roundabout, and I saw the mayor, that's me, and speaking of the vendors along the route, cautioning them that this process will kick off on the 1st of July. And basically, Jeremiah, you are aware of the problems that Liberians have. All of these policies or these plans will be made visible to the people. But at the end of the day, there will be people with different mindsets, and they will have their own way to do their own things. And there should be a stringent measure that will prevail on them, that the terrains be cleared. Are you strong in that? Are you working alongside the Liberia National Police?
Sure, we are very much unbending about this exercise, and we want the public to serve as our witnesses. Uh, this is not the very first time we're talking about the Iyedere Junction roundabout. We started the process, like I said, more than 3 weeks ago. So if you add the remaining time, it's almost 3 months that we gave the street vendors to leave. So when we start this process now, you will be aware as a media person because these are some of the areas where these street vendors run when the authorities are implementing the laws or enforcing the laws. So they will come to you, say they want to conduct an interview. Then you say, wow, but I think I know that the people gave you a longer time to leave. So that's why we using all of the medium to provide the education and provide the awareness and provide the information to our people. Uh, I'm sure there are people out of Monserrato that are getting this information already because we're using the state broadcaster, we're using our page, we're doing jingles and so forth. But we are ready and working along with the Liberia National Police. The Pittsfield City Police is actually on top of this, and there are so many processes involved, and we have gone almost 70% of it already. On that day, PCC will not compromise anything. If you park your car will be towed that day. If you bring your market outside, your market will be seized and we will distribute it to the various orphanages within Pingsville. So please,
Are you serious?
please,
Are you serious?
we very much serious about this.
Distribute to the people biscuits, their candies, their cassava.
But you
see the road, the people selling their roasted cassava all
you'll
around
be
here.
selling in your prohibited areas. So we that's why we gave you this longer time. Melvin, ELW Junction will not be the same again. ELW Junction will not be the same again.
No business
You will
as
see-
usual.
No business as usual. You will see the detail of the ELW Junction. You will see the detail of the roundabout. Even the supermarkets, the stores that are operating at the ELW Junction, we're also meeting with them.
Are you going
there should be area for your customers to park their vehicle. So if you get a parking space that can only accommodate about 2 vehicles, if the parking space is filled, absolutely you have to find alternative area for your customers. Your customers will not park on the main road. There will be serial law and order at the ELW Junction. There are other areas to go in, but we're starting from the ELW Junction and we are giving longer time. Like I said, this is very much sufficient time for our people to relocate to the various markets within Pingsville. There are several markets within Pingsville. You have to locate to the market. So the mayor met recently with the superintendent of the LBS market because there has been some of the talks from our people saying there's no space in the market. It's interesting to know, Melvin.
You're talking about the
Yes,
Elizabeth Fambula. Sambula.
I'm talking about the superintendent, not the president. She's the president.
Yeah, but the president, the mayor met this president.
Yeah, we
the
also
president.
we'll come to that.
Yeah,
We met the superintendent of the LBS market.
right here.
Yeah, and we spoke about it and some of the things that the street vendors been telling us. We said we've been told that no space in the market. She said no, I will take you around. We went on a guided tour and there were a lot of free tables within the market that some of our street vendors just refusing to go within the markets. So we are very much serious about it. Since we brought the issue of the president, LMA over the years has been a key partner and a key contributor to garbage within the city, especially within the markets. So the mayor had a meeting with the president, Madam Elizabeth Sambula, and she expressed her desire to work with the mayor office. She even committed that her institution would get into an MOU with the office of the mayor and that of the Pingsville City Corporation, in which they will provide financial support for the collection of their waste from the various markets, the garbage markets that are controlled, because she made to understand that there are markets operating within Pingsville that are now under the jurisdiction of the Liberia Marketing Association. And she said specifically the red light market currently is not under jurisdiction.
Really, like the commercial,
Yeah,
the commercial, the
that's
commercial
what,
city.
that's what she said. So we
What's-
we are currently investigating to
yeah,
see
it should
as
be
to whether
investigated. This is
as to whether it is not under the jurisdiction. But she said the Omega market, and these are some of the things they may, because there's a that we also been having meetings. We have meeting with the transport union within the city, like I said earlier, and we want all of the trucks. That was what was said to them. All of the trucks must be discharging their goods or offloading at the Omega market. So these are all of the plans that we negotiation that we are doing beyond the scene to ensure that it is successful, because we believe that if the parking is removed from red light, definitely the marketeers will follow whatsoever the parking is. So these are some of the negotiation that is ongoing with the Prince City Corporation, the mayor, and I'm sure the issue of garbage is something that would definitely come out in this interview. And on the issue of garbage, we are really getting green light for our transfer station.
where is that going to be?
So we are anticipating of having that. I don't want to disclose the location
The
right
last
now,
time
but because
we
we
talked
have,
about
we have a land within the Juporo Sharad area.
Which one was there in the Wenton area? The landfill that was in Wenton?
The winter is the landfill, and we also having planning, speaking with our partners to see whether we can also transform that place, because there's a project that is ongoing, the Cheeseman Bread a project. So but we exclusively really want a landfill, not a landfill but a transfer station. Without a transfer station, it impedes the effectiveness of our workings. So these are all of the negotiation behind the scene, and there are two things that the mayor is placing premier on at the Painesville City Corporation: the issue of revenue generation and that of communication.
So where do we stand? Because you just stressed something very important that is quite necessary for us to dive into a bit. I'm sorry that I don't have the number of the Liberia Marketing Association president talking about her not having a supervision over the red lights.
Yeah, that's what she said. But that's what she said.
It baffles me anyway.
Yeah, in a meeting we had, I'm fortunate to be part of the meeting. The meeting we had with the president. We spoke about red light because the issue of garbage. For every time people speak, they talk about red light.
Yeah.
And one of the things you need to understand, I always tell people, red light is the biggest open air market in Liberia.
Sure.
And it's situated within Kingsville. More than 100,000 persons converge red light every day.
That's the commercial hub.
So you will see pocket of waste in red light every day because of that number of people. For example, if there's a game at the SKD Sports Complex, if all of the spectators leave, you see pocket of decks all around because of the amount of people that were present there. So similar thing happened at red light. So the issue of red light, people talk about it. Yes, we have garbage at the Mina House store, for which there were fire on it, and we spent some sort of money, thousands of dollars to for that matter, to be able to cut that fire or and take the waste. I always say the issue of changing the mindset of our people is very important, because there are people who don't want to pay for their waste. There are people, some of our citizens, waiting to pay for their waste. Once you live in an urban area, you must pay for the collection of your garbage because you make garbage every day if you live in a space. So those who want to do it on the side, sometimes they hire the services of our less fortunate brothers. We refer to our Zogos. They take the waste, carry it to areas that are not designated for the collection of waste. So, we're responsible primarily to collect secondary waste, those that you see on the street. But the one at your homes are the primary waste. You have to pay for it. A lot of people don't want to do it, only few people. So these are some of the awareness we keep creating. That is why we said we finding all of the means, even to visit the various schools, the mosques, the churches, because these are areas where you find people that are making these weights. So I hate for people to say Pingsville is filthy or Pingsville is dirty, because most of the time I ask you, where do you live? You say you live in Pingsville. I ask you, what are your homes or where you live is filthy, because the responsibility of having a clean Pingsville, though we spearhead that, but it also lies within your hands. You have to help the Pingsville City Corporation. We will not be all over at every time.
Okay.
And one thing you need to understand, the current manpower of our police, because people always talk about the implementation. Why are you not enforcing? These are things that would take our time. And we have less than 50 Painesville City Police. They cannot police the entire Painesville. In a doubt that the National Police has the capacity to police the entire Painesville. So these are things that we're working on. The mayor wants to increase the manpower of the police, increase the manpower of our sanitation workers, but that has to be done with budgetary allocation. That is why we've been pushing, talking beyond the scene, not just disclosing almost everything, talking beyond the scene, that we need increase in our budget. The mayor been pushing along with our financial team that at least $3 million United States dollars will help significantly with the work that the Painesville City Corporation is
$3 million.
Yes, that will help us to at least, because the manpower currently at the Painesville City Corporation is less, especially when it comes to our police and that of our sanitation workers. So, and Painesville is the largest city in Liberia, densely populated, more than 700,000 persons reside within Painesville. So, garbage collection the world over is cost intensive. Too many money required to have an effective garbage collection. And we're also looking to see how we can be able to outsource most of our garbage collection to private individuals or private companies that will be able to do this. But these things will require time. Like I said, the mayor has been in office for a little over 2 months. We just appealing to our people to bear a little bit patient. There are so many things in the pipeline that we cannot disclose everything now, that the mayor wants to see the development of Painesville. And when the mayor took over, like I said, the mayor is a seasoned urban planner. So we have a department responsible for that now, the Department of Urban Planning. They've been having this negotiation and talk with our partners, and also been talking with the residents within Painesville about how we intend to plan our city and beautify our city. So, and quite recently, the director had a meeting with the various transport unions operating within the city of Painesville. And we spoke about the Japanese freeway, especially the side of Painesville, from the former Lone Star gas station as far as Double Bridge. We noticed that there are a lot of people parking their trucks on the main road. They got filthy garages all around, and we will not just get there and just start closing these areas or start impounding or towing these trucks. We are negotiating. We are talking to them that this is not good for our city. We want to change the whole look of our city. You have to work along with us. If all of these talks or negotiation fail, then you will see us implementing these things. But effective July 1, vigorous enforcement exercise will be taking place across Painesville, with more emphasis placed on the Edere Junction.
I see a lot of people selling in the streets, especially those who are doing full business, and they sell just anyhow they feel, and like right around here, this LBS community, you see. You have a public latrine around here. That place has a lot of pollution, and I don't see the enforcement from the mayor, from the office of from the Painesville City Corporation. The guys, your officers will just pass through. They will not do fact finding. What's going on?
So I made there are competing priorities currently at the Painesville City Corporation. Numerous challenges confronting us. Just to be truthful, we are getting there little by little. We may not be able to solve it at once. We know about these things, and we have a department responsible. We have the environmental health and safety department responsible for that. Our sanitation team also play within that. The Pinsville City Police also has a role to play within that, and so many. Even not only that, there are people who are constructing within the city without obtaining permit from the city corporation. There are people who are constructing homes without proper latrine facility. There are people who are building within the alleyways and so many things. All of these complaints comes to the Pinsville City Corporation. Quite on to date, our team from the technical and that of the police, they were on the field. It was interesting to know that our team was attacked today. That complaint came to our office and also reached the office of communication within the Wintown area. We have gone to implement or enforce the city ordinance, and our team was attacked. So these are some of the things, the challenges we're confronting. But this is the job we sign up for too, and I can promise you that we will succeed. If not 100%, like the mayor always said, he has come to start from where his predecessors stopped. He's one person who said that I will not bow more of my predecessors. I will come in and build from their successes and also improve on their failures, because tomorrow I myself will not be in this position. Someone else will come and take over this position, and I will do what I can do. I will lay the foundation. If there's no foundation, someone else will come and start from there. The important goal is to keep Pinsville clean and to put Pinsville in that position of a developed city.
You talk about 3 million US dollars that you actually the city corporation who want to see come into their budget. But equally, so you can raise your own funding, you can raise your own money, and you just came from the Republic of Ghana. I guess this new mayor has a lot of connections. What are the bilateral ties?
The visit to Ghana was not about.
No, I understand. But
it was about our opinion.
Yes.
It was about seeing what the people in Ghana are doing,
of course,
especially when it comes to waste
yeah.
collection.
But my point, I was just trying to get to the question now.
Okay.
What are the sisterly relations between the city of Pinsville and other cities across the world?
So we like you are aware that the mayor has been in office for a little over 2 months. So too many things in the pipeline.
From the previous
yeah, too many things in the pipeline. We will not disclose everything right now. We're working behind the scene. We're even working to have a new city hall. We're working on several other projects that we want to see it at a certain level before we make disclosure. We also working on sister city relationship, and we know that before this year comes to an end, Melvin, there will be good news. You will see the Pinsville City Corporation team traveling, visiting these cities. Recently, the mayor had a meeting with the ambassador of the Federal Republic of Germany to Liberia, and these are some of. I was also fortunate to accompany the mayor at that meeting, in which we spoke about all of these things, and we got fruitful response, and we working to see how we can get connected. So these are some of the things that we are doing to ensure that. You talk about raising revenue. The mayor wants Pinsville to be in a position that will even be contributing to the national budget. That is some of his vision, his plan for the city of Pinsville. That is why he wants to improve our revenue generation. Like I said from the start, the mayor is placing premium on revenue generation and that of communication, because he believes that without effective communication, the people will not pay their revenue. So if you, for instance, if you go to collect the municipal tax or the municipal taxes, and somebody asks you, there are people who not aware of the function of the city corporation. They're not aware that even if you pay your tax, the national tax through the Liberia Revenue Authority, you must pay to the Painesville City Corporation by virtue that you're operating within the city of Painesville. So these are some of the awarenesses that we will be carrying on. Though we've been doing it, but we want to expand it this time around to come up with video documentaries, radio dramas, jingles, and food, and even physically visiting these market areas. Currently, we have a deputy director for marketing within the revenue department. We never had that before. These are strategies that the mayor is coming up with so that we can be able to increase our revenue generation. I tell you, if we do it well, Melvin, in the next 2 to 3 years, Painesville may be contributing to the national budget. These are some of the vision of the mayor because he wants to raise our revenue. So, and one of the things here, we have to pay our people well, because if you want them to effectively collect the revenue, you must be able to give them something that will satisfy them. So these are too many plans, and we've been working on our strategic plan, though we have not finalized it right now, because the mayor said everything I'm doing, I want it to be documented. We're coming up. We had a consultant that is working along with our team to come up. Is almost like 90% completed the strategic plan. Pretty soon we'll be announcing it to the public. So these are things in the problem, and like I said from the start, we currently have a mayor that is a seasoned urban planner. He understands the urban sector a lot.
Where do we stand as a city corporation, Dijon, on the issue of the cemetery? Mass barriers keep taking over the city of Painesville.
So I on one of your sister radio stations on yesterday, someone asked that question about the JC and Howard Dupont Road Cemetery and the JC and Howard Vocad Mission. So there are plans to fence the entire, because during the previous, not this administration, I think it was during the administration of the Mayor Letitia Reese, that there was a circular from the city corporation about the closure of the Dupont Road, Jason Howard Dupont Road Cemetery, and the Jason Howard Vocad Mission Cemetery. So there are plans currently on the way
to close them down.
There's no space at the place currently, so except for those that have family plots. There's no space at the two cemeteries
So what
I just spoke about. So even the office of the president is also concerned about this. So the mayor had talks with the office of the president. So there are plans to fence the entire area, and maybe we may have some sort of beautification there.
Who's going to undertake that project?
So this like I said, we are in negotiation with the office of the president. So it will be done by the Painesville City Corporation, but we have to lobby for funding for that, either from the office of the president or maybe from some of our partners. But that is in the plan. We're aware of it. The only people that should be burying at the Dupont Road, JC and Howard Cemetery, and that of the JC and Howard Vocad Mission Cemetery are those who have family plots. Are the only people who's supposed to be carry on burial there.
Why are they exceptional? Why are they exceptional, Jeremiah?
Like I said, having family plots now. So if you have if you have an area for your family exclusively, there were people who pay for certain area for their family. So they may decide to do tune over tune.
You think that is advisable for the city ordinance law?
But they don't do it in isolation. They do it in a collaboration with our technical department. You cannot just because you have a family plot, you go about carry on burial without the acquiescence of the Painesville City Corporation. You must visit the Painesville City Corporation technical department. They will do the assessment as to whether the area is suitable to carry on another burial, and before they come out with there are guidelines. I cannot state verbatim here to you that you need to meet even if you have a family plot.
What is the issue that is surrounding vehicles at your entity? Do you have enough that you can use to go around the city to get this garbage that you think I needed to be collected and taken to the field center?
No, enough. No. If you say enough, no. We need more logistics.
I always pass around there. I see heavy duties. I mean, heavy duty vehicles, right?
Yeah.
Are they
We
not
have few
functional?
trucks. We have few trucks and two front end loaders. Utility vehicles is really utility vehicles are in short. So we need more vehicles, and almost all of the directors, there's no department to say that have a vehicle that's sound to it. So these are some of the challenges that's confronting us. For instance, if technical wants to go on the field to carry on, because they're responsible to ensure that people who are building don't follow the procedure in building within the city of Pingsville. So if they had to go out, there's no vehicle to carry them. If the commercial team is supposed to go up, currently we don't have one utility vehicle that take our people on the fee. So they have to carry the revenue people, or before carrying the technical people, they have to carry the environmental people. Because the environmental department responsible to carry on inspection of, like you talk about, people having filthy latrines all around. They are responsible for that. They're responsible to carry on fumigation. Big businesses must fumigate. The cold storages and other business areas, they have to carry on fumigation. Even your homes, you're supposed to do with that. They're responsible for that. So in terms of having your vehicles to effectively carry on our work is a challenge for us. That is why we opt in. We will try this particular budget year, but we're still pushing to see whether we'll be able to get that amount, or if not that amount, we'll be able to get at least close to that amount so that we can effectively enhance our workings. But in terms of having vehicles, we are lacking in that, and we're working alone. The mayor is working with partners and lobbying around to see how we can get additional vehicles to enhance our workings.
You spoke very well on several issues. Now, we people are concerned about the way in which people are managing the city ordinance. People just move out, and this is all about the garbage. People just get on from taxi, get on from motorbike, and just stand somewhere and just urinate. And we don't see the police officers around. The Pinsville City office, city police, we don't see them around to stop these people doing these things.
You tell people who
You just get up from the car. Not you see somebody standing right on the quota and just urinating. I think this is prohibited.
That is behavior change. That is changing minds and changing attitude situation there, and we'll get there. But it's frustrating. That is why we want to create more awareness. We want to do more, and we cannot do it alone. You have to join us, the media, so that we can be able to do that. We cannot do it alone. The issue of changing the mindset of our people is very important in Liberia here, because if we don't do it, even if we carry on, because there are places that we can clean today, Melvin, within 30 minutes time, the people bring the deck bread back. We say there's no, you can even put no dumping sign. People will stay dumb.
I see some areas say no PP here.
People will stay
people will go a PP right there.
So it's a behavior change that we all have to work on, not just the government. The government alone cannot make it. That is why we want to take it this time, take it to the churches, take it to the mosques, take it to the schools, because maybe when the pastors are saying this, it will help us. When the imams are saying this, it will help us. The teachers, the school administrators, when they are saying this, it will help us. We take it to the communities. When the community leaders are saying this, it will help us. So these are things that are all in the Puebla. That is why I said Mayor Bestman believe that effective communication and effective revenue generation lead to a resilient and vibrant city.
Well, listeners, This afternoon, my guest is Jeremiah Bite Dijon, the Director of Communications and Media at the Painesville City Corporation. He's my guest on the Bumper Show this afternoon. Those of you watching us online on www.elbcradio.com, we want to say thank you so much. You on the LNTV social media page, congratulations as well. And we now have the time for you to interact with us by calling us on 086 324740, 086 324740, or 0775978 0775978 you ask Mr. Dijon some of the questions that you think I needed are important for the good of the city of Painesville, and several things that he's talked about that we think we can dive into. Ask, and your question will be answered by him this afternoon on the watch of Mayor Bestman. He will be ready to respond to them. Let's go to the line. Good afternoon.
How are you?
We are okay.
Okay, I'm David. I'm calling all the way from Tapeta. This is number 6.
Okay, sir. From Tapeta City, I guess.
Yeah.
Let's hear you. From another city to another city.
Yeah, really, I admire him. I wish him the best on short space of time. And what he said, I really admire was that the present mayor is not bad of the other man, but he's trying to do his best so the city will be fine. Thank God for everything. I wish him the best and love. Thank you.
Thank you. 077-597-8530, 086-324-740. You can call and be a part of the conversation. But this caller just spoke about this. Okay, let me see if I can speak with this person. Good afternoon.
Hello, Chief.
Yes, sir. How you doing?
Thank God. Let me finally bless God. I was so much. Be thankful to Mr. Jeremiah.
Yeah.
I want to say thank God. I was so much for your presentation this afternoon.
Thank you.
Well, my suggestion, I want to suggest something.
Who are you?
Hilton C.
Okay, see.
Okay. That is one now we cannot call attention major education. We bring on waste management board to your high school. You don't think the best suited for us?
Okay. You finish?
Yeah. That was a suggestion on me.
Thank you. He will speak to that. We'll take a few more calls. 086 324740, 077-597-8530. Call and be a part of the discussion this afternoon on the Bumper Show. It's on State Radio. Jeremiah Dijon is right here. You want to speak to that while we are with more calls?
Sure. The issue of waste management being taught in schools, I think is something good, and we, from our end, that's what I said. The mayor is carrying on refund at the Painesville City Corporation. There will be a department responsible exclusively for education at the Painesville City Corporation. So some of the method we're using is by visiting the schools, like I said, from the start. And I think the authority at the Ministry of Education can look at this and work along with the various cities. I think it will be good we start teaching our students about the issue of waste collection from the very beginning, from the primary level. I was told that in Ghana, the students are taught from the very primary level that there's a time that they recite that I love Ghana, and they grow up with this thing in them. So you hardly see them talk against their country. So these are some of the things that we need to do in Liberia. So I think when we start teaching these things from the schools, when the kids are taking it back home, talking to their parents, oh, my mama, when you drink the water from the plastic, don't throw it at this, put it in the their bucket. So these things will be good for us. But I think it's important, and we all have to collectively work if we are to succeed in having a beautiful city.
0886 324740, 077-597-8530. You can call and let's hear you this afternoon on the show. Jeremiah is pretty seated here to respond to your concerns this afternoon. Let's hear about the park that we talked about the last time. How is the park?
The park is functioning well since the reopening of the park. If you visit the park, especially over the weekends, you see kids from Painesville having a quiet time, having leisure time within the park, and the current management team are doing exclusively well, excellently well to maintain the park.
Okay.
One of the things that led to the closure of the park was
Yeah, we can speak to this person. You speak to that. Hello, caller.
Yeah, this is Christian Shadali.
From where?
I call from Toronto.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I really appreciate the network speaking. But we want to ask a question. Yeah, doing the normal regular we work for 3 months with them showing on the employ the mayor, the governor on board. So we are ready to kill the city, but I think there's going to be anything.
Okay, you're talking about the volunteers that were doing the cleaning up ahead of the inauguration.
Yeah, we need to clean for some stuff to radio police station.
Okay, thank you. He will speak to that. Okay.
All right.
Just keep listening. Yes, this is something important, and I spoke about this several times on this show, even on the Super Morning Show. Those volunteering at the time, I said these people should be incorporated. If not, they can be an arm to the city corporations, both Monrovia and that of Painesville corporations.
okay. The issue of those who volunteer during the inaugural JMB JKK inaugural cleanup exercise. There's some of them been visiting the office at the Painesville City Corporation, and the issue of incorporating people is start on budgetary allotment. So some of them have been incorporated currently at the Painesville City Corporation, but not in large number. And recently, we also trying to see, because we actually need more sanitation worker at the Painesville City Corporation. In order for us to incorporate these people, we must raise the necessary revenue. So that's why we're on. And gradually, like I said, we have already incorporated some of them. Gradually, we'll be incorporating them little by little. I think more than about 50% were at the corporation yesterday, and we're trying to see how they can come on a voluntary basis right now. They'll be giving some little stopping so that they can help to beef up our strength as we embark on the enforcing the no setting within the vicinity of the ERW Junction roundabout. So these are some of the things we're doing. And on the issue of like I said about the parking on the Japanese freeway, we noticed that from around the former Lone Star gas station to the double bridge, the Painesville are too many people just parking on the street, too many filthy garages. We would not accept that, and that is why the director of urban and zoning at the Painesville City Corporation has been meeting with them, because he's responsible for that, to ensure that they find a solution. But we have given them ultimatum too, that will be going into the Japanese freeway, especially the areas I just talked about, to implement the city ordinance. Absolutely, there will be no truck parking on the main road. Now, if you're passing on that Japanese freeway, the area I talk about, the Jagotown area going to the Double Bridge, you see people just park all on the road. We will not accept that. So now we're talking, and we want the media to know that we're talking right now. When we start implementing, you will serve as our witness.
You had before we maybe we can take 2 or 3 more persons before we go. But before then, you had a demolition exercise of breaking down makeshift structures quite recently. That was in this month. How did that go?
So every time we implement the city ordinance, there should be no misshaped structure all around. You should not build those structures to prohibited areas. The Department of Urban and Zoning and that of Technical and the police are responsible for that. So there are areas. I think that we also have some demolition exercise that I explained shortly, but we usually do it by going through our legal team because we do not want to do something that will be sued in the process. So go through our legal team after the assessment from our technical people and that of our people in the urban and zoning area. We serve citation before we carry on these things. So we're doing it, like I said, the manpower is not there to do the entire city at once. So we'll be doing little by little. Even if the manpower there, Painesville is densely populated and very large, you cannot do it at once. So we'll be doing it little by little. But we just want our people to know that we are serious about what we're doing. We know what we're doing. Our current head knows exactly how the city should be. He have attended a lot of seminars, have a lot of credentials to prove to that, and he did not just start working now. He worked before, serving as assistant minister for urban affairs. So we are very much serious about this and hope that
Are you also taking into consideration ghettos where people do their normal thing?
all of these things are in the pipeline. But like I said, we're not doing it just at once. We are taking it step by step. Please, I'm sure I'm about to wrap up now.
We just gave you
Yeah. Please, those of you that are selling within the vicinity of the ELWA Junction roundabout, our street vendors, we have given you more than 2 months to adequately prepare yourself and relocate to the market or find somewhere good to carry on your business. We are very serious about this. Effective July 1, absolutely, there will be no selling within the areas that we mentioned previously. If you take it lightly or you take money and give it to somebody in the name that you remain here, you will just be fooling yourself. Please, we're serious about this. If we confiscate your market or we seize your market, we will definitely give it to the orphanages, especially for the perishable food. Please hold your food. Please adhere to this directive and govern yourself accordingly. And also those on the Japanese freeway that just parking the car all on the road. We know we're having negotiation with you behind the scene. We're talking to you now because when we'll start towing your cars and you have to pay to release them.
Okay.
Thank you so very kindly for the opportunity today.
Jeremiah, thank you so much. Well, he's Jeremiah Kpatedijan, Director of Communications and Media at the Painesville City Corporation. It's a new component under the watch of Mayor Bestman, the city of Painesville. So yes, of course, that's how I'll leave you on this presentation of the Bumper Show. I will be back here tomorrow, hopefully, by the grace of God. Thanks to Damawa Fufana, who has been